look at this though. You look like you're about to sell me insurance, and I'm sitting here just my balls on camera
Yes,
right now.
which just well, I'll tell you what, man. It's not about the quality of the image; it's about what the image is.
Interesting. Okay. What type? What should we have in an image then?
What should we have?
Yeah, I mean, that was a
Honestly,
terrible
we need to.
fucking question. My
I
brain just farted, so I'm so sorry. We're off to a rocky start.
It's okay. Here, wait. I want to have I want to hear your
Let's
take on
start again.
something because I apparently have just been type shit. What are your thoughts? Because I didn't know about this until recently, but apparently Aiden Ross gave Trump a Cybertruck with the fucking I call it the many men photo, the photo with his fist and the like, yeah, you almost you shot me and I fought back type
You
shit.
gave Trump a Cybertruck. That is such a
Yes, with
interesting
the
gift. Like giving a guy who's normally cruising around with Secret Service, and one, he's never driven a car. Like he hasn't driven a car in the recent parts of his life. So that's a weird one to give. Also, he's a
but see,
billionaire.
it's that's that these are all factual statements. But the key is though, it has the picture of Trump pumping his fist wrapped around the entire truck, bro.
Interesting.
Like it's madness.
What happens if that's like a whole psyop? They're trying to get Trump through an electric car, because you know how you can easily
Bro,
hijack those.
bro,
Maybe Aiden Ross is part of the Blue Anon.
bro.
He's
Honestly,
interested
I
in
think it's I mean, I believe it, bro. And also, bro, a Cybertruck, really, bro. Honestly, I think that they're all in cahoots, bro. At this point, I have a tinfoil hat in my back pocket at all times. Fuck that,
yeah, that no,
bro.
that that's
It's ready.
it is wild. Like this whole thing, Elon Musk. E- so Elon Musk is he's kind of disappointed me, to be honest. This champion
Oh,
of the well, Elon's this champion of free speech, which I fully agree with, and
mm-hmm.
he's fully in the idea of free trade and capitalism, the money always wins mentality. But the fact that he is putting forward this lawsuit to try and sue corporations for still not marketing or choosing to advertise on his platform is such a hypocrisy, because it's like, how can you? I just don't understand how you can sue a corporation for not giving you money when, unless there's a
Mm-hmm.
contract or something like that. That's the only thing. But apparently, my understanding of it is like, because there is this ongoing boycott, that he's saying that's unethical. But on the flip side, if like all these people are boycotting the Olympics, everyone's okay with that boycott.
Mm-hmm.
It's
So, to my
it's so
understanding, I think it is hypocritical, but I think the nuance there though is the fact that like it's the way to my understanding, it's just that they're all in cahoots. That's the word of the day, fucking cahoots. So
Kahoot.
it's like they have a yeah cahoots. They have a goddamn like board in a group like Guam that their whole purpose is to make sure and regulate what platforms we can advertise on, but not so much what platforms they can advertise on, but what are the standards for a platform to be considered safe. And therein lies the whole like that like is the rectification for his inherent hypocrisy, where it's like you're suing someone for not using you, but you advocate free speech. But he's like, no, I'm suing them because they all colluded against me so that they wouldn't advertise on my platform, thus defunding my platform, hurting me financially, and hurting the people at large. Because if we can't have ads on Twitter, people can't tweet. That's, to my understanding, the whole like basic premise.
But the pushback to that though is it should be okay. Cool. The big corporations don't want to advertise on there. That then opens up the
Mm-hmm.
opportunity for less big money competition. Therefore, the ads for a small business like
Mm-hmm.
across the whole country and the world would be able to then advertise on Twitter. So you'd still be getting the revenue. It's just that the smaller guys would actually be able to get a foot in the door to advertise to people. So like T Clinics USA, if they obviously lean right, their slogan is "Making Men Great Again." If they can do adverts on Twitter to people of a writer leaning thing, that's beneficial to them versus having to go on left, or having to go on to Meta or YouTube, pay a higher CPM because they're competing with everyone else. Like in an open market, that should just mean that, all right, if these big guys don't want to give Twitter money, then start showing. And this is where Elon should do it, because he'd end up getting, he'd be seen as the guy who's championing the small guy. Why not then just make it
Mm,
so easy for the smaller businesses to market and therefore thrive, and therefore continuing to push the notion or narrative, if you even want to use that word. Hey, we are helping make America great again. Crap. You know what I mean? Making America great for small businesses and individual businesses, because
mhm.
hey, these big guys are boycotting this platform. We don't have to compete against those guys. We now have we have a new group of people we can market to for pennies on the dollar. But then Elon still gets the money. So I think
Yeah.
he's by him doing this act of trying to sue them and force them to advertise on X. One, it's hypocritical, but two, so you're saying that the small guy's money is not as good as the big guy money, which is completely against what
Mhm.
you're saying about these people controlling and becoming a monopoly. This is our opportunity for X to become a more capitalistic, fair platform. And now he's going, nah, that's not fair.
That's that's a man that with that context you just closed me, because I was like, no, it's not that hypocritical. But it's funny. This reminds me of when Elon was like, if you guys don't want to advertise on Twitter, go fuck yourself, right?
Yeah.
Everyone can say go fuck yourself until the invoice comes, and he's like, I gotta pay how many staff? Hey Disney, can you come back right quick and drop $1 billion on my platform, please? Type shit.
But
Everyone's an
it's so
anarchist until they
weird.
have to pay the bills.
Yeah, he's angry at the people that he said fuck you to for not advertising on his platform. But it's like, hey, we've already seen that there is so many people in the middle right that would happily market on your platform. So just make it easily accessible to those people. And guess what? The more that these people are advertising on your platform, getting an insane ROI, they're going to put more money in. Because if I put $1 into your machine and I can get back five, guess what? I'm going to put 100 in so I get back 500. It's so
Mhm.
it's really in an open market, it should be beneficial. So this should be an opportunity for America to become stronger, at least some degree, for the smaller businesses, the mom and pop shops, the upcoming brands. But instead, this suing of, you know, these big guys, it just feels like insanely hypocritical. So anyway,
Yeah, and I think I
Elon's
mean, I
letting me off.
agree. To be honest,
Elon's
I'm
letting
gonna have
me
to
off.
start saying that
I
he
agree.
is. He is. Everyone wants to be a rebel until I'm telling you, man, it's the invoice. Because I think everyone sees Elon as like, man, he's for the people and he's for free enterprise, et cetera, et cetera. I think he's about that bottom line, big dog. That's what it comes down to, type shit.
Yeah.
Like, because otherwise he would have done something different besides saying, hey, I told you guys to go fuck yourself, but that was just a PR stunt. Come back with your money, please.
Yeah. It's starting to feel like he's becoming like, not fully, but he's becoming a little bit like the person that the left painted him as. Now, I'm not saying he's entirely of it, but this thing is like, it's one of those moves where I'm just like, oh, you're losing a short term battle and now you're whinging. Versus when you're winning the short term battle, you're like, yeah, you guys, I'm amazing. Check out
Mhm.
the dick on this guy. And instead, they're just,
It sounds to me like you're saying that he doesn't. It sounds to me that you're saying Elon doesn't have that staying power. What do you think he can do to fix his staying power, man?
look. I think he's just got to do a pivot. That's all it is. And I think honestly,
Mm,
that could be the pivot that he needs, which is that. It's like market. This is an opportunity for small businesses, and guess what? Every single new platform that comes up has great ROI on ads at the beginning, while big business is
mhm,
still like, it's not tested, we're not going to do it. TikTok was like that years ago. Big business was like, nah, F that,
mhm.
we're not going to go into it. Fuck it. And now the CPM has gone up because now those Coca-Cola's, Disney's are advertising on it, same as Facebook. 8 years ago, you could put in $1 and pull back 20. And now it's like you put in $1 and you pull back 20 cents. So,
Type
like,
shit.
yeah, Facebook ads now is a loss leader. It's not even a freaking front runner. So, yeah, it's a bit bummer, a bit of a bummer. But
It is a bit of a bummer.
mm,
Wait, real quick, can you check the chat? I sent the link that I think you might enjoy seeing.
check the chat. They're gonna have they got my face right up. There's a chat here.
Oh yeah, they can see the stash. Oh yeah, there's a chat.
I can just see scripts. I don't even know where I'm going. Hey, I don't know where it is. This is a boring fucking. Which chat? Is it on Riverside?
On on Riverside, yeah.
Ah, shit. Send it to me on my phone. Anyway, so
Okay.
sorry guys,
Bet.
we're boring the fuck out of you. Side note, I have a slutty
Mm-hmm.
lizard in my backyard at the moment.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And what's going on? Are they twerking back there? What's good?
No, so I first found this when I call her a horizard. Horizard? A hizard.
Or, hmm.
So the hizard, she was hooking up with this black lizard yesterday. Like I have it on
Mm.
video. Like he was getting down, throwing the leg over, having a good old time. And anyway, so this morning, like that was yesterday. Like a day for a lizard is a very long time. So I look out the window this morning, and on top of the AC unit, I see the same lizards, and they're getting it on again, and they're having a bit of fun. I'm
Mm.
like, holy crap, man! Like this is long term. Like she's gone from the streets, which was on the floor on the
Mm.
concrete, and now she's in the penthouse of the AC. But I noticed this was a white lizard. So this
Oh
this one,
shit.
yeah. So she just was getting down and dirty, on the ground floor with the black lizard, who was massive. By the way, this guy was like it was like hentai sort of shit. Like it was like
Mm.
Shaq. You know that image of Shaq with the mouse? It was like that,
Yes. Wait,
and
with the
then
mouse? With the mouse or the girl?
the girl. But then there's another one with the mouse eating a banana, which signifies
Oh.
what probably happened. Anyway,
Ah, yes.
I'm
Yes.
losing myself. So yeah, she's gone from the bottom, and now she's in the penthouse with the rich white lizard, and she's just like whoring it up. So right now, like I've got this little, I don't know, Ross and Rachel.
Love Island.
Yeah, there's like lizard Love Island happening in my backyard right now, and there's controversy. I'm just always looking out the window to see like, holy shit. Is the black
Bro.
lizard gonna find out? Is he like, what? Do I not make enough money for you? Are you racist? Like, or I'm also intrigued because I don't think these lizards use protection. I have a feeling that
Mm.
either the white lizard is gonna have a black baby and question her, or like I'm just waiting to see how this progresses because this is a kind of wild thing that's happening in my backyard.
That's what that's actually pretty freaking crazy. It reminds me of this video I saw with two penguins fighting each other on Discovery Channel. It was amazing. And of course you have like the foreign voice of the Discovery narrator saying, the penguin returns to see his mate with another, and thus he starts to accost and beat her with his wings type shit. It was crazy. So you
Wait,
never
so,
know, you might
so
have
the
a viral
penguin?
clip in your
Wait,
backyard just there.
so the penguin was Italian?
It was. It was an Italian
It's
penguin in
crazy.
Alaska just throwing fisticuffs. Came back home, steak was cold, was getting cheated on. It's like, nope, can't have this.
It's like, hey, listen here, baby. Oh, he gave. Yeah, I'm seeing the image now of Trump's face is just like he sort of looks confused and disappointed at the same time. Like when when
Now
you surprise you think you're surprising your wife with something, like, hey babe, like check out this spinning bed, and she's like, what the fuck did you do to it? That's the look that Trump's
hmm
giving Aiden right now. He's just a disappointed wife. He's, uh,
that what's funny? Even though I'm not married, I somehow felt an emotion when you said that.
every
The
man has
disappointed
had that look. Every man
bro.
has had
I
that,
I
that look of like, oh my god, you did what now?
bro, I think my most recent uh experience with that it was a sexual encounter. and I've said this before, and this is a hill I will die on. Everyone's talking about police brutality, just destroying the black community, all these different things. What the real issue is the high sexual standards that these production studios have put out. That's what the real issue is, because I can't just be myself. I have to be a superhero. Everyone's expecting me like they're watching LeBron James jump 8 feet in the sky and dunk the basketball, and they're expecting the same from me. I'm like, no, baby, I'm an insurance agent. I'm not gonna hurt my back trying to blow your back out. This is not how that works.
So you're letting them down, are you? Is that because they just have real unfair expectations that, like, all right, this guy's black, he definitely throws down, he probably can slam dunk in his free time, and he's just letting me. This gentleman, I mean, look, you look very put together and everything. So I mean, I will see. I feel like you Crimax.
I
Have
Crimax?
you ever Crimax?
Wait, what?
I feel like you've Crimaxed once or twice.
What does that mean? What's a Crimax?
Well, okay, so I've Crimaxed once to get a girl to leave when I was single. Obviously, this is many moons ago.
Hmm.
But this girl was just kind of crazy, and she was it, when you're single, a guy, you're a bit of a pig. I was a pig. I'm not proud of. I'm a little proud. I wasn't completely proud of who I was, but sometimes it's like when the PSI levels have risen in said pipes, you don't think straight. So like I was I knew that I had, like, when just before you're about to just blow your load, you're like, I'm gonna last forever, and then the second after is like instant regret.
My daily experience.
Yeah, yeah. I
Yes.
had that regret before the explosion, and so the problem was, so I was already planning like, holy crap, how am I gonna get this girl out of the bed, out of my house?
Hmm.
And so I
Hmm.
deployed the climaxing method, which is you climax and then begin to cry because it's such a beautiful emotion. And I just feel like we have a connection. It's crazy. And this is obviously, if you've just met a girl, she's going to go, what the fuck? And she was like, oh shit. And she just left. And I was like, oh, thank God. It's a
Uh,
dick move. Like, this is not something I'm proud of, a little bit proud, but I'm just saying, I feel like you've done that not to get a girl out. You just had an emotional attachment where you're like, holy shit, I've never felt that before.
bro, I have had a Crimax experience, but it was more so that and listen, I try to be self-reflective, and I think to myself, because you sound like you're reflective, and I think to myself, am I the problem? Is society the problem, or am I just not good enough as a black man? Like, maybe I should be dunking out here. Maybe I just didn't do better. So I had one of those moments where I like put on my do rag, I put on some imaginary grills, and I put on some gangster rap, and I went full like LeBron James, Dwight Howard. I thought it was making the roof, like I was knocking things down. And after that, I was expecting to get a 5-star Yelp review and said, "Wow, that was amazing." After that, I'm over here thinking about it, just running a marathon, and she's just like,
Getting the
and just lays down
sweats.
with no comment. No, yeah. I'm like, so I felt emotional. I nigh cried. I think that was the closest thing I've had to climaxing, is that I just felt emotionally just like hurt. I was like, you didn't, like you weren't like, why aren't you a mate with me? Come to find out that she had had experiences that I could not match as a single individual because there were multiple involved. Yikes.
I just, I got this image of you with the do rag and your grills post nut. Probably got your pants down like, gangster style around your knees, but just at the end of the bed, just going,
Bro, just
"Oh, what a good
aggressively, I was like, I didn't get the Grammy? What do you mean?
why am I not good enough for you?"
Bro. So
Now,
you know
then,
what? Maybe,
was she
at a
white?
point
Before
I did make it. Uh-huh.
the next, was she white?
What's the question?
Was she white of the white
Yes.
persuasion? Yeah, see, they're the nasty ones.
Yes.
They're the nasty ones.
I agree.
They do like
I
to
agree.
share.
You know?
They do like. They love to have some chocolate on their strawberries.
Bruh.
They do. I'm just saying they really enjoy having that sweet, sweet,
Dude,
sweet chocolate. And sometimes they
speaking of
kind of
that,
binge. Yes.
Do you remember? I think her name is Megan Hall. Does that name ring a bell?
Why does that name ring a bell?
The, because that's the officer that had an entanglement to the sixth power with.
Oh, yeah,
She's
yeah,
back in the
yeah, yeah.
media again, allegedly for doing some more like on the job continuing education training.
Really? Oh, this is a different Megan
Hmm.
Hall. This is like a very hot Megan Hall who in from Texas. Yeah, those are
Oh, I think
two.
this was Tennessee.
Those are two very different looking Megan Halls. Yeah, this one is like some cowgirl in Texas.
Bro, speaking of these cowgirls, man, I gotta give a round of applause to Hawk Tuah. You know, just in general because Hawk Tuah is amazing as a verb, but also as a but also as a person. Like she's doing some good stuff with her brand, man. I thought that she'd be, you know, in the recycling bin, but no, she's still staying. She's doing a good job staying top of mind for the most part.
Yeah, it is. It is kind of wild to see her like stretching out these 15 minutes, but she does surprisingly have a quite an interesting take on the world. She's very comical. She's
Hmm.
but it's funny because now that she's super sweet, like she's playing into the sweetness. That it's like, well, where do you
Hmm.
go from there? Like, do you, you're the hot tour girl. Um, what, you
You
know,
know what she needs? A
so
toxic
what?
relationship. She needs
Oh,
a
some,
toxic
yeah,
relationship.
yeah. She,
Who do you
well,
think would raise her status if she got with
if she
in a
got
nice
honestly, I think
public way?
if you go with anyone, but here's the problem. She is going to like any guy that dates her from now on is going to be expecting some quality like hak tour,
Hawk
but
Tuah. Yes.
yeah. Like how far can her skill go? Like, is there a distance that she can spit on it? Is it like, i- can she do it while
Oh.
doing handstands? Like how far does this tour go?
Oh.
So,
That's the first
um
date question. How far does this Hawk Tuah go?
yeah, how far did the Hawk tour go? Hmm. That's but last topic before we wrap this one up actually. I think it's going to be a short one, but um
Hmm.
well, have you seen that RFK story right now about the bear? So he dumped a bear carcass or bear.
Oh yes, yes.
So this, I can't keep up with the like I literally cannot keep up with this election now. Like there's more twists and turns than Game of Thrones. Like so I read a bit into it. It's such a nothing story, but it's so insane that it's like what happened. So he's the funny thing too is he's so honest that he doesn't even lie. He's like, "Yeah, I did that." And here, I'll give you some extra details into it. So just you're there going like, "What is going on?" So some ladies come out and told a story about how he illegally dumped a dead bear in Central Park, which is like a felony misdemeanor, whatever it is. So,
Hmm.
like there's not really much proof. So any politician would be like, she's lying, like Bill Clinton denied a BJ from Monica Lewinsky until there was emphatic
Hawk
proof.
Tuah.
Yeah. Yeah, Bill Clinton got the tour in the Oval Office. But RFK is amazing. RFK is like, yes, that's true. And let me give you some more information, guys. I was drunk. We hit it with a van, I believe. And so we colluded together to get a bicycle. We hit a bear cub. It wasn't a full bear. And then we dumped it in the middle of Central Park and wiped the bike full of. We wiped the bike free of fingerprints, which is insane for a presidential frontrunner to admit. But here's the funny part too. I saw this there was this news article that is like he might face a $250 fine, but is kind of out of the statute limitations. Wait, so this billionaire frontrunner for the president thing might get a $250 fine? Oh no. How are we going to
Bruh.
survive? That is the equivalent of literally going 20 miles over the speed limit in Florida. Like,
That's crazy.
so
And
I would love to
that's
be there
so
though, and
crazy.
I would have loved to have been there and seen the conversation though with these guys. Like, oh no, Dad's gonna be mad. Oh crap, we killed a bear. How do we how do we get rid of this, guys? And
Now
then,
my question is, do
oh
you think he
no,
was the person that was like the evil mastermind, or one of his boys was like, "Hey, bro, let's just put it in Central Park." Like, who think? Why is Central Park in New York? In New York, yeah.
yeah, it's in New York.
Okay. I don't think that conversation. I think that I know they were drunk, but can you imagine being there? You're just driving along. Doo, 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 doo. Oh shit! Let's go out and check it out. Oh, it's a bear. Oh, what do we
Yeah.
do? Some guy's like, "Hey, throw in
I,
the truck, put it in Central Park.
not
We're
only
good.
that, why
Forget
is
about
everyone
it."
so why is everyone so chill that there was a bear in the middle of in the middle of New York? Like, if you've ever been to Manhattan, Manhattan is insane about how busy it is. So the thought that like there's a bear rolling around there amongst 10 million people, and everyone's like, ah, it's cool. That was Barry the Bear. Oh well, there was Barry the Bear.
You,
Turns out a
bro,
very famous politician killed it by accident. Oopsie daisy.
if anything, I think he was doing a civil service. That bear could have mauled somebody. It could have killed somebody. But instead,
True. He killed it while I was
He did
young.
he did his job. He kept our cities safe, and not only that, he cleaned up the mess too.
Yeah.
He could have left the body in the middle of the street, but he didn't.
He's a very lucky guy actually because everyone knows if you're near the bear cub, you are in crazy danger. He killed the cub and got away. Like, the RFK presidency running is the most insane one though. Like, he has RFK has been outs to come. He was on the Epstein plane, and again, rather than be like, "Oh, I hide away and let this brush over," he's like, "Yeah, I was on the plane, but he flew us to this location, not Pedophile Island, and I thought he was kind of a douche." And everyone's like, "Oh, fair enough." Then it comes out like, "Hey, he had a worm eating his brain." He's like, "Yeah, I did," and I'm like, "What?" And now it's like, hey, by the way, you know that guy that was on Epstein's plane, but thought he was a tool, had a worm eat his brain? Yeah, he also ran over a cub and then dumped it and then covered and then stripped the bicycle for prints.
I mean, he
What
sounds like a
else has
gangster,
he done?
honestly. He
Honestly,
caught a
I
body
think,
in the middle of New York City.
bro, he is up there.
He might be the man we need.
He is Hunter Biden without the crack addiction.
Bruh.
Like, we're finding now
Basically,
that basically not only are politicians insane, but politicians make reality TV stars look kind of
bro.
boring. Like, oh, you're crying about
I
that dude
mean,
hooking up with whatever. Oh yeah. Well, I just woke up and there's a guy in my house and he put a hammer in my head while I was drinking a casual drink. Like, or I'm Hunter Biden driving down the highway in Vegas, cracked out of my head doing 180 while doing a Facebook Live, showing everyone I'm cracked out of my head. Like, these are the people that are running the country, allegedly. And we're just like, what is. I need popcorn.
but I think we all. I think honestly, it's a wild show, but I think it's a reflection of ourselves. I mean, everyone has a crazy story. Not necessarily saying that we've all like hit a bear in Central Park and like buried the body, but we all have like had a crazy story, from being drunk or whatever. So I think it's like, oh, they're human too. Is how I choose to interpret it. But it is wild though
Yeah.
to double down and just dry snitching yourself. Guys, you actually missed some details. Let me tell you about how I really did it. Me and my boys put it in the van. We used it. We stripped the bike of all fingerprints. Like, I'm a professional, guys. Come
Yeah.
on. I can run a country. Come on.
He really yes ands his accusations. They're like, oh, we heard you do this. He goes, yes. And I also got rid of the evidence. Like, how crazy is that? Like, you can tell he
That's
hangs out with
crazy, bro.
comedians because he's always yes anding his allegations.
Bro is literally a Scooby Doo villain. And I would have gotten away with it too if it wasn't for you meddling
Yeah,
reporters.
why'd you check my emails? That's so
Bro,
funny. He,
honestly.
oh man, it's honestly though, all this insanity, the ones that are insane in that direction actually makes me like them a lot more. Like, out of Joe
Hmm.
Biden and Hunter Biden, I like Hunter more because I'm like, hey, I've been there, bro. Well, I haven't been addicted to crack and
Facts.
kidnapped hookers allegedly, but I've had some down days. You know, like, oh, if I could have $1 for every time I
Yeah.
hit a bear or had a worm in my brain, I'd be broke. But
But I think it's, I mean, yeah, we've all had down that. If anything, it's like I think of a life like that. I was like, man, I wish I could just be so comfortable in my own skin, you know? And maybe one
Mhm.
day I will be. Maybe one day in 10 years from now, you'll hear about my bear story that I don't yet have.
Yeah, yeah, it's a weird world we live in, man. But actually, I mean,
Bro, I'm here for it.
I was in the doghouse today. Um, Stacy woke up. She's gonna hear me now. I'm sharing this story, but it's totally cool. Um, yeah, she's laughing. So I I get up early. I'm doing some work. Stacy's like, hey, can you look after baby number one because I need to go back to sleep. I need some sleep. I'm like, all right, no worries. Anyway, fast forward 3 hours. I go down to say good morning. She goes, look, I just need some time to process. And I'm like, oh, what happened? It is true about what they say about women, how they will hold you cheating on them in their dreams against you. It's been,
Bruh.
she was, she told me the whole story. One, kind of funny, kind of funny. Your boy got a BJ and then decided that I was going to throw away the entire family unit from one BJ. Not go, I wasn't going to run off with the girl. I just got a BJ and was like, you know what? Freedom, America, and just out. Like I just said, see you, lassie, and I was out in this dream. And then the part she was really angry about was that I got slapped in the. She slapped me in the face, and I just went, I deserve it. And she was angry that I said that. Oh no, I said fair. Uh, For me, I'm like, hey, if I just got a BJ, then divorced you on the spot and walked away from the family, and you slapped me, and I said fair, it's kind of fair. So anyway,
It's
anyway, she, fast forward an hour and a half, 2 hours, like, and she's still processing it in the kitchen. I'm talking to baby number one, and she's like, "Listen, Sienna, I've just got to process, blah blah blah." And I'm just like, "You're still trying to get over me cheating, make believe in your dream?" Like, I heard these memes about the wife turning over, hitting the guy, and then getting angry at him for cheating on her, make believe
Mhm.
in the dream, but I'm now experiencing it. It's a real thing. Are you over it yet, Stace?
Bro.
Yeah, it's more that I decided I needed to go back to sleep for that hour.
Okay. So she's kind of just angry that she went back to sleep. Because if she never went back to sleep and just woke up, I never would have fake cheated on
Mm,
her and we would have still been in a great relationship. But she had to go to bed. She
mm.
had to go ruin it with her make believe BJ stories that I apparently enjoyed. Was it a good BJ? Did I mention that? Oh, it was a great BJ. Well, that makes sense. I mean, look, who
Wow.
Well, no. Well, Bill Clinton stayed together
Are
after
you?
a quality BJ. He got the Hak tour, and the whole
You got
nation,
the
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 whole
air the
world
Hawk
knew
Tour
about
one.
it. Yeah, the whole world knew about his Hak tour, and it's fine. Everyone's happy. Why can't a guy just get a
We're
Hak
happy
tour
for
and
him.
live happily ever after without judgment? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Anyways, so that's me. I've
See,
been in the doghouse in the
maybe the
morning.
solution
This
is,
morning.
oh my God. Maybe what we need to do is get you in some more trouble in real life to make that one not as, we need to find a bear and a van
True.
and a
It's
bike.
true. Get like a real life Hak tour, and I'd be like, hey, at least I'm with you still. And if you slap me, I'll be like, hey, that's not nice. Because
Not
that's what she wanted. She wanted, here's the insanity of a female brain. I make believe cheat on her in her dreams. She make believe slaps me in her dreams. I go make believe fair. She's angry at me for not yelling at her for slapping me for cheating on her. I'm like, whoa, hold on. You're angry that I'm not.
I love you so much. I'm so sorry.
Oh, she's angry that I didn't fight for her. I just told you I was going to divorce you, Stace. In the dream. In the dream. Why would I fight for you if in this make believe scenario I decided I was leaving you? Like that would only happen if I really just had a thing. I'm like, you know what? I love getting punched. Oh, actually, this girl is kinky. Maybe I'll stay. That Haktur is not
Maybe
as
I'll
good as
stay.
you are. So anyway,
Uppercut
that was
type
yeah.
shit.
Yeah. So
That
yeah, it's been a crazy 48 hours, man. Elon
bro, so much has happened.
bears with RFK and me being in the doghouse for never even cheating on her. It's crazy. We live in a crazy
Bro,
life.
100%. Bro, and it's a whole crazy world, bro. One last thing, by the way, have you heard any of like the? I just watched a video on a run this morning about some of the Mr. Beast stuff, bro. Have you heard any like the new tea about what's
Oh
going on with that whole
no,
debacle,
inform me.
bro? So, there's actually a stand-up comedian who used to work with the Beast Crew, and he told this tale about like how he did a solitary confinement video that never came out, and they were pressuring him to keep to basically stay in and keep the lights on and blah blah blah. That's all hearsay, whatever. But what's crazy is allegedly, well not allegedly. Well, no, allegedly they had someone on staff who was in management. I'm like, I don't. I've been listening to so much lawyer speak. I'm like, when is that point? When do I have to say allegedly again?
Yeah,
I don't
but
want to get
no,
sued.
but yeah, but no, but yeah, but no, but.
So there's a guy. So allegedly they had someone on payroll who was in management who was a known how do you say? I guess it will say PDF document, right? And what's
He
crazy
was a PDF file.
yeah, a PDF file. And what's crazy is you can actually find the records, and within the company his name was Delaware because he wasn't allowed to go back to that state per his charges, and he was actually in several Mr. Beast videos. You can actually see him, and Mr. Beast in the video calls him by his alias Delaware. So people are saying that he has now removed any type of plausible deniability that he wasn't aware of his charges. And bro, that whole thing is crazy. Moments like this make me it's
So
insane, bro.
strongman argument. If that's his legal
Mm-hmm.
name that he's changed it, like,
Oh no, it's a
if
colloquial
he,
nickname.
so it's a colloquial nickname. So he has his actual. Is it proven that he applied with his legal name with a criminal record attached to it?
Great question. Uh, in regards to I think the people in the staff knew his legal name, but no one referred to him by such. They jokingly called him Delaware because that's the state that he did his
Yeah,
like acts in, and is not subsequently able to return back to.
yeah. But when you're applying for a job, it would be depend. Like if he's a 1099, then you don't really
Mm-hmm.
apply and they don't do a background check. Like I don't background check the people that work for me. It's a 1099 situation, and
Mm-hmm.
1099 is becoming super popular. It's cheaper. You don't have to pay health insurance. You don't have to pay leave. You don't have to do any of that. So the strongman argument could be if this guy is a 1099 worker, they've never done that background check.
Mm-hmm.
They've gotten, you know, he just sends them an invoice. His name's probably on it, but they don't actually do a background check. That
Mm-hmm.
there is a possibility that they don't know. That's the strongman argument. But
Mm-hmm.
the other one is that they knew. Like, there's literally, all right, they did a background check,
Yeah.
saw it, and like, we'll give this guy a second chance, which is kind of wild. But then the other thing is that
Mm-hmm.
it could have been a 1099 scenario, and a business that
Mm-hmm.
big, someone on camera, if it's someone on camera too, it's possible that you know it was a 1099. If it's a close friend,
Mm-hmm.
though, I'd imagine a close
Yeah.
friend would be on his payroll and have benefits and stuff because you want to look after your friends. Like, kind of now, like employing someone and giving them the benefits in America is like you because you want to really help them out. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I mean, again, it's like everyone likes to say like this is the proof that we need. It's 100%, but like literally in a matter of seconds, I can already think of one strongman argument that is a plausible one because you know
Mm-hmm.
you're hiring and firing people that fast. You don't want to go through the paperwork of like his team. I'd imagine moves so quick that
Mm-hmm.
it's all right. You come on, we'll 1090. Just send us an invoice. We'll pay you. Like, and even
Mm-hmm.
like you said, he was the accountant or something
No, he was in management.
in management. Well, if he's in management, then
Yeah,
it could be
and
something like it could be on payroll. But that's the only thing. It would depend on if he's on payroll or if he is a 1099, and that could change. That could
Yeah.
change. You know, everyone just says that everything's
Everything.
proof now. Like, oh, that's proof. Like, not
Mhm.
really. Like, all right, what about this level?
Yeah.
Level. Um, yeah. I was
Yeah.
listening actually.
It's really hard.
Do you
Mhm.
go? There you go.
I was gonna say it's really hard to, like you said, it's really hard to prove things when you get down to the minutia. But that's why, I mean, for me, this, like, at this point, bro, I'm just taking it as entertainment. I'm like, hey,
Yeah.
I'm bored on a walk or on a run. Like, what's going on in this world or whatever, you
Yeah.
know? So I don't
What's
take it too seriously
crazy
personally.
though? What's insane? The rise of the internet has shown us how many PDF files are out there. Like,
Yeah.
and people, you know, it's like the school shooter thing. Oh yeah, school shooter, you can kind of pick them a
Mhm.
mile away. Well, the Secret Service can't, but you can, like, all these creeps just look like your average Joe, and you're like, oh, that's Joe.
Yeah.
He's fantastic, and you're like, wait, what? What's he
Mhm.
into? Um,
Mhm. Mhm.
but what I'm worried about though now is just like anything, like the Me Too movement. Everyone jumped on that, so that now if you call someone like a Me Tooer, it's sort of like, yeah, but
Mhm.
was he? Now, if you call someone a white
Mhm.
supremacist, it's like it's used so much that it's like,
Mm.
are they though? If you call
Mhm.
someone racist, it's like that word's lost all its power. Sexist, racist, white supremacist, me
Mhm.
too, me. Because there's so
Mhm.
many, it's like everywhere. Everyone's like, eh. My real worry is if this, you know, you're a CP, a PDF file,
Mhm.
um, are you like I'm worried that that's going to lose its weight the more it just becomes a witch hunt, and it's like everyone's like, this is proof. It's
Mhm.
like, all right, if you keep confirming 100% that you know this is true when you fucking don't, the next time you say it and it is true, you're going to be the boy who cried wolf, and we're just like, nah.
Yep.
Which is
Yep.
terrible,
100%.
you know, because it's happened with everything else, and it's like, ugh. And then you got people that, like, you know,
Yeah,
try
I
and
think
make
that
it okay. It's gross. Anywho,
Yeah, I think that with that one particular thing, I think that just because the offense is so egregious, that I feel like that's going to have, at least, because I mean, humans acclimate to anything, and anything becomes like, our brains are just how they work. Like, you can put someone in any situation, it becomes the new norm. So, but I think that with that in particular, and because it's affecting such like an important and cherished part of our society, like children, I think that we're gonna have, one, it hopefully won't happen, or two, that duration of, like, it's losing its significance is gonna become significantly longer. Because I mean, you call someone racist, it's like, it's like, yeah, like, Jared's racist, but like, we're all a little racist, you know what I mean? But with that, it's like, oh no, type of thing. It's like being a
yeah.
leper.
Yeah, it's definitely like you're digging yourself out of a hole. But again, like, I don't know. Stay away from kids, guys. That's the moral of the story. Brought to you by
Absolutely.
The More You Know.
That's
Yeah,
the more you know.
The More You Know. Imagine they do that, like some sort of CBS More You Know, and they're like, "It's hello, how old are you? 15. Stay away from kids. The more you know."
I really hope that if they do that, I really hope it goes significantly better than the whole dare, like the anti-drug campaign. That did not work
Yeah, that
very
didn't
well
work.
based upon
Just say
observations.
no. Imagine that. Like, does an old man try and get you into a van and lure you with candy? Kids, just say no. But that's always like, ugh. But it's crazy. Have you seen like this whole trend now with like Vitali? Like his whole thing. Vitali's transition of like being this debaucherous. You know, he had Vitali Uncensored, which was basically porn-like pranks, and then
Hmm.
and then like he went from stunts, and then he like fell off the face of the earth, and now he's coming back. He's like, my whole thing is on ridding, predators of this world. Okay, like he did one recently where he had this guy, he caught this guy, the guy got arrested, and then he had Akon playing "Locked Up, Don't Let Me Down." Like literally, they're there, and this image of Akon
Oh,
just
he's
singing.
literally playing like through a boombox.
Akon is there, with him and
Oh no,
like just going,
Akon the person.
"Don't break me down, no," and like the guy's getting cuffed up.
What?
Yeah.
I thought Akon was building wells in Africa. It's just
Hey,
pulling
look.
up on like to just give live performances.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Yeah. Actually, yeah. He gave a live performance for free to a PDF.
Right?
That's not
Like
very.
the guy's like, man, I'm
Why
going to
did that?
jail. Might as well
Why
hear a
did
nice
he?
song before I go.
Yeah. So he got blessed with something that people would pay tens of thousands of dollars for, and all he had to do was just hit on a kid.
They're doing it so wrong. They need to give him. They need to have like a bad singer, someone that no one wants to hear. They need to have Taylor Swift do it. No one wants to hear that.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting. So he also recently, like him and Bradley Martin, just got who was it? The guy that made Space Jam. Like it was a couple of months ago now, but they had the guy that produced or made Space Jam. He went out for lunch with a 15-year-old to get pizza, and they come in and
Right.
they're trying like, what are you doing with my sister? Like Brad Lee's pretending to be his like that's his little sister, and I'm like, here's what are you doing with my sister? And the guy looks at him like, we're having pizza. He's like, you're in the middle of this restaurant with a 15-year-old, which is wild, by the way. The guy's like 60 plus. You know, like you're going out on a date
Oh,
with a 15-year-old. It's just like in the open, you're like, this guy, he just looks bothered. You know, like when he's like, why are you here, dude? Like when they're asking him, like, why are you with my 15-year-old sister? He's like, we're getting pizza, all right? Fuck off. Like, he just looks so bothered. And yeah, it is kind of wild how many of them are like creepsters.
yeah, bro. It's fucking it's a goddamn epidemic. But the good thing is, and the silver lining is that thankfully, due to the internet, they're being exposed. You know what I mean? And they have like
Yeah.
the national registry where you can look them up, and you can look up like your local area and how many of them there are within like
Yeah,
your
but
zip code and all that other
the
stuff
problem
too,
with
which is
your
lit.
the problem with that sex offender thing though is it's just sex offenders. Everyone always just assumes straight away like you're a PDF file, but
Mm-hmm.
I've had a friend that he got done for peeing in public 3 times, which is hilarious, by the way. Like, how'd you do it?
Wait,
How'd you get caught three
wait,
times? So he got caught
wait.
3 times peeing in public. Like, this guy never could find a toilet, apparently. But on your third offense, it's you classified as a sex offender, and so he's on that list now. So which is kind of it's
I mean,
insane.
but
Like
that
you're putting this guy who's peed in a bush in public 3 times in the same category as a kiddly fiddler. You know, and like so you go on that list, you got the crazy
yeah.
Karens that are like, you can't live in our area, and he's like, guys, I just pissed on a bush. I didn't R. Kelly anyone. Like, calm down. It
But
was
I
just a
mean,
bush, not a
but that,
baby. Like the poor
but
guy.
the thing is, he got caught 3 times. How many bushes has he peed on? Like
That's
that's my thing, you
that's the
know,
next question. Like, if he only got caught 3 times, like how many bushes got
bro.
R. Kelly'd? It's that's that should be a
It
crime.
might
And
be a
it is
thing,
a
bro. I
crime,
mean,
actually.
bro. Now I'm like that. I mean, 3 times. It's like you said. How often do you have to get caught? And I'm sure the
Yeah,
officer's like, "Hey, this is your second strike, Bob. You got to make sure you don't get caught
yeah.
again." He's like, "All right."
Like I
Maybe
get it.
that up the ante. Maybe like, "Oh,
Yeah, he was like, you know, like
you
people
know."
like to have sex in public and get away with it. Maybe he was like, oh shit, there's a cop
Mhm.
there. Quick, 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 tie it up. Ah, I got caught. Ah, he got me again. Gah.
God damn it! I was on my only one strike left. Raising the stakes, guys. Can we do
Raising
it
the
behind the
stake.
Wawa?
But like, I get it. Like getting caught once is one thing. Like I got caught when I was 18, peeing on the steps of a bank. Actually, yeah, I'll never forget
What?
this. It was
Okay,
the
hold on.
yeah ANZ. Shout out Bank of Australia, New Zealand. The he so I was 18 at the time. We're watching Australia versus Italy. We're in the World Cup semi-final. Like we were gonna go to the finals, dude, and we lose it over some bullshit penalty shootout by one. And I'm freaking drunk as a skunk. Legal, by the way. Australia's drinking age is 18, which is way
Oh,
better.
lit.
Yeah, it should be that. Like your brain ain't forming much more after that. So yeah, I'm just like I am so drunk and I just needed to pee. And like we're in the middle of Circular Quay, which is, there's thousands of people there. No bathrooms, nothing. And like, when you're so drunk and you're just like, dude, this is bad news.
Bro.
The pee's coming out.
And can't no one stop it.
So I was just like, all right, here's a dark wall. Here's a dark like entryway. Didn't realize it's the entryway of the bank. And someone else had peed before me. So I was just like, all right, whatever. Boom, peeing. All of a sudden, I just get yanked from behind. I'm like, oh, crap. And I'm so drunk. And the cop grabs me and he yells in my face. He's like, how about I make you drink it? I'm like, oh, please don't. And then like he goes, get off. And,
Oh
like,
my.
throws me out into the thing. Luckily, I put my like, my penis back in.
Can you imagine
Oh,
while
man.
he's trying to arrest you, it's just spraying everywhere? He's
Bro,
like, ah.
it was honestly, that was when I knew I had a good aim because I've somehow managed not to hit him. I was like, those sprinklers that you put on your grass and they get like I was doing that on the deck on the door of ANZ Bank while a cop is holding me and he's making me into this thing, just throw me around, and it's still managed not to hit a single person. But
Nice.
anyway, so that was the one time I got caught, got let off, and never did it again.
Never did
Yeah.
it again.
Lived happily ever
okay.
after, learned my
Well, hey,
lesson.
only got one strike. So I mean, God forbid you ever in an
Zero.
emergency situation, you can do
Zero
it twice
strike.
more.
I got zero. Let me correct you. Zero
zero?
strikes. Yeah, I didn't get done.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
I have
yeah,
to
you
make
didn't
that
get, like
very
booked or
clear.
whatever.
Yes. No, I didn't get booked. I literally
Okay.
just got pulled and then hooked out into the street, and you're like, he toured me onto the street, basically.
The fucking more you know. This is good. I mean, I got 0 strikes too, but that's good. That's good to know. Fuck,
Yeah.
I can piss on a wall 3 times and get caught and booked. Type shit.
No, but
The more
3
you fucking
times and
know.
now you're on the sex offender list. Like you're up there with the
Oh yeah, 3 times. Yeah, now
Yeah,
you're
no.
done forever.
Yeah,
Type
yeah,
shit.
we're there with the chomos and the the rappos. So highly recommend just don't be in public.
You just don't.
Yeah.
There's a Wawa somewhere nearby. Find a Wawa type
Yeah.
shit. Moral of the
Wow.
story.
But anyways, how are we going for time? 52 minutes. That's not bad.
Huh?
Yeah, let's call it. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
And guys, if you want life insurance,
Hell
call
yeah.
Sway.
Hey,
Do a paid
stay away from kids and peeing in public.
Yes. Don't be in public. Make sure your life insurance is done through Sway. If you die, you want your significant others to be looked after. And Elon, I might start advertising on X. I'll give you some money.
I'm about it too, honestly.
Bet. All right, sweet. See you guys. Peace.